Sport Nutrition Academy. Glad you're joining us today in this video. With Sport Nutrition Academy, our mission is to transform the bodies and performance of as many athletes as we can through nutrition. It's such a underutilized, undervalued piece of top tier athletic performance. So hopefully this video is going to be beneficial for you in helping to unlock a little bit of that performance boost and help you really recover. That's going to be the main focus of the video today. So that word recover, like what the heck does that even mean? But from a nutrition standpoint, we're talking about helping you get back to 100% as quick as possible. Because your body, while you're working out, our bodies are being broken down. There's a lot of stress going on in the body that does not allow ourselves to recover afterwards. And the goal is to reduce that and get you back to 100% as quick as possible. And how we're going to do this is through having protein after workouts, right? That's something that a lot of athletes are doing right now, is having protein shakes right after they're done training, which is great. But that's only a piece of the nutrition recovery. The other part is we need to get quick carbs in as well. And we can also introduce antioxidants, different compounds to help reduce that inflammation, to really help promote the recovery, help decrease muscle soreness, and get rid of that inflammation as fast as possible. So one way that we can do that is by adding tart cherry juice. So tart cherry juice is something that has been used by Division I athletes, pro athletes for a long time now. It's nothing new, but a lot of athletes, especially at the high school level, and some colleges, depending on their resources, just aren't using tart cherry juice to help with recovery. And it's something that's so simple, so easy to include after you work out. You can have it with your protein. You can make smoothies with it. There's a lot of different ways that we can incorporate this into our routine. But tart cherry juice is a really high antioxidant drink, has some quick carbs, so we get that muscle refueling, but it's really going to help reduce inflammation, reduce muscle soreness, and help us get back to 100% fast as possible. And that's something that our protein is just not going to do. Protein is going to help, yes, to rebuild, repair muscle, but it's not going to really reduce inflammation. It can help with muscle soreness to some degree, but not as much as if we added tart cherry juice. Most protein drinks don't have any kind of carbs, so there's not going to be any muscle glycogen resynthesis and refueling with protein. If we take a look here at this literature review, which is essentially all the research on tart cherry juice summarized into one little paper here, we can see that tart cherry juice has many antioxidant and anti-inflammatory polyphenol compounds. So like I mentioned, that's going to help reduce that soreness and inflammation. Tart cherry juice is going to lessen pain and accelerate strength recovery after exercise and decrease blood markers of inflammation and oxidative stress, which is exactly what we want to help our bodies get back to 100% as quick as possible. These improvements occur in both strength and endurance exercise. Tart cherry supplementation may not be optimal during the adaptation building stage of training, which means if you're in an off-season program and you're trying to create some stress to create an adaptation to build your body bigger and stronger, then it might not be appropriate to use tart cherry juice as a form of recovery during that time, because we want some of that stress going on to help your body adapt and change for the better. Now, during your season, after games, we're not really looking for adaptation. We're looking for recovery. The adaptation happened in the off season. Now it's time to recover, get back to 100%, so you're ready to go for the next game or the next tournament or whatever it happens to be that you get coming up next. It says, however, excessive inflammatory and oxidative stress during single-day intense training or competition, so like a really hard workout or a game setting, or a multi-day tournament, like an AAU tournament, may delay return to peak form, which means that we are not going to be fully recovered from that event in order to prepare for the next game. in this stage where recovery, not adaptation, is the priority, tart cherry juice may be beneficial. So that is the time that we want to use it, when we're in season, after games, during tournaments. Timing and dosage may vary widely, but typically most studies are going to use 8 to 12 ounces, so a cup to a cup and a half of the tart cherry juice twice a day, 4 to 5 days before the event, and then 2 to 3 days after the event to promote recovery. So for an athlete who's already peaked in training and looking to improve recovery and faster return to competition, tart cherry juice may be beneficial. So that's, to summarize all that, it pretty much means during the season, we want to be using tart cherry juice after practices, after games, 7 days a week to promote recovery. Typically, like I said, two times a day, so we can use it after the practice or game, and then before bed to help promote some additional recovery while we're sleeping. Tart cherry juice has also been shown to increase melatonin production, which is going to help you fall asleep, but then have better sleep quality, which is another aspect of recovery. So you're going to get a second bang for your buck there. So that's kind of how we want to go about using tart cherry juice during the season. And then, like the study mentioned, in the off season, that might be the time where we don't necessarily need to be focusing on the recovery piece. We focus more on getting protein, getting those kind of things in without the tart cherry juice, because we want those adaptations to occur so our body can change. So tart cherry juice is going to come right now in two common forms. One is going to be the juice that's shown here on the screen, the tart cherry juice. This is a Cherry Bundy brand. It comes in an 8-ounce perfectly portioned little bottle. You can buy them in bulk on Amazon or anywhere else online. And the other form is going to be in the form of gummies. So there's a couple different companies that make tart cherry gummies. Gatorade is one of them. So you can have those if you don't like the taste of the juice after games and practices to get the same kind of effect. Can't say for sure that they're going to be as good as the juice, because most of the research right now has been done using the juice and not the gummies. So I would definitely recommend doing the juice first and seeing how that goes. Now, if you're skeptical about this, rightfully so. I'm just some random dude on YouTube giving you a recommendation, but definitely try this for yourself. With all of the Division I athletes and pro athletes that I've worked with, we've incorporated tart cherry juice as part of their recovery in season, and the majority of them have found it to be a great benefit for them. And I think that you will too. So definitely give it a try for yourself. Give it 2 weeks of consistent use and see how you feel. Do you feel more recovered? Do you feel less sore? Do you feel fresher going into practices and games? I'd be curious to hear your experience in the comments below. Or if you've already tried tart cherry juice, then definitely let us know below, because other athletes can learn from your experiences as well, and that's definitely beneficial. So that's going to be all for today's video. If you found this to be helpful, enjoyable, you learned something, give it a like, subscribe. Again, the more athletes that we can share this great information with, the better. Our goal, again, is to impact and transform the bodies and performance of athletes with nutrition. So please help us in that mission. Fuel better than last time, and we'll catch you in the next video.